Today is the memorial of Saint Therese of Lisieux, or Saint Therese of the Child Jesus. At first glance, the readings for our Mass today have nothing to do with who she was and why she is a doctor of the Church. However, a deeper reflection on the Gospel reveals the scriptural basis for Saint Therese's little way of growing in holiness during her life. In our Gospel reading today, Jesus and his disciples were on a journey to Jerusalem. And when they tried to stop at a Samaritan village, they discovered they were not welcome there. And this made James and John pretty upset with the villagers. And they wanted to punish these people for rejecting Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. No? Parang nainis yung dalawa dahil hindi nila nakikilala, they failed to recognize the Messiah in their midst, or even try at least to keep an open mind about him. That this must have seemed like quite an insult to James and John. And when the disciples asked Jesus in their anger, "Lord, do you want us to call down fire from heaven to consume these villagers?" And Jesus instead turned and rebuked them for saying that. Jesus did not want any harm to come to this town because they rejected him for that reason. He also made it clear to his disciples that they needed to control their anger. Para bang sinabi ni Jesus na, kalmahan lang natin to, James, John. No? Kalma lang. We accept it. Tanggapin natin. And go on down the road. And Jesus would rather go where he was welcome than to stir up any more negativity. Now, the last two verses of today's Gospel is a beautiful illustration of the way that Saint Therese of Lisieux lived out the gospel message in her life, and how she tried to imitate the life of Jesus, how Jesus responded to the negativities. She is a doctor of the Church for many reasons, but one of her little ways to grow in holiness was because of how she handled negativity, how she handled criticism, rejection, and the poor opinions that other people had of her. The more negativity or difficulties she encountered, the harder she tried to not react with more negativity. She made the conscious decision to choose to love these difficult people instead. To love these difficult people. This is exactly what Jesus did in our gospel. Jesus chose to remain calm and collected in the face of rejection, in the face of negativity, and just go on down the road instead. Saint Therese was also really good at, so to speak, getting over it when someone hurt her feelings, treated her disrespectfully, or thought less of her than she deserved. She learned to go on down the road and forget about the incident entirely. Even the crankiest nuns in her monastery were treated with so much love and kindness that after her death, they thought she liked them the best. My dear friends, there are so many lessons Saint Therese could teach us by how she lived the gospel message in her life. But every saint interpreted and lived out the gospel message in their own unique way too. There is no such thing as cookie cutter saints. They are as beautiful and unique as precious gems in how they imitated Jesus and lived the gospel in their lives. There is no single path to holiness. And let us always remember that all of us can become great saints without going beyond the common order of things. We only have to do common, very common things daily out of love for God and for our neighbor. Trusting God as a child trusts its father, it is all very simple. Difficult, but simple.